Songwriter, performer, and humanitarian who recently put out her fourth CD. Her voice has been described as part angel, part truck driver with hints of Bonnie Raitt and Janis Joplin. Of course, she has a style all of her own. She's doing a free show tonight with Mr. Dale Watson at Discovery Green. Mary McBride, welcome to 90.1. How are you?
I'm good.
You ever played here before?
I have. I have. We actually, you know, this was the first radio show we did in 2002.
Really?
And we were here. It was one of our first tours. We were playing with Delbert McClinton, and it was a great time. So we're glad to be back.
Very nice. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
You just got back from Russia, as a matter of fact. Tell folks a little bit about what was going on over there.
We did. We were asked by the U.S. Embassy in Moscow to go over and perform as part of a cultural diplomacy program, which we didn't really know what it meant, but what it ended up meaning was we met some amazing people and we played just incredible festivals, incredible, beautiful theaters, and the crowds were amazing. We started in Moscow and we went all the way through Siberia and played just some incredible shows. So it was a great time, and we're actually going back next year with an organization called the Humpty Dumpty Institute, which also does humanitarian work, and we'll be back in Russia next year for a month.
Very nice. What a great way to see the country.
It is.
And let's take it back to the beginning. You grew up around Washington?
I did. I grew up in Washington. My parents are originally from Louisiana, and I spent lots of time singing. My grandfather was a piano player, and I have a pretty big family, and everyone plays a little bit of something. So we all sang and had a great time. So it was a very natural progression for me.
When you get back for family get-togethers, do you guys all still sing?
We do.
Yeah,
we do. Absolutely.
And in fourth grade, you landed the lead role as Annie.
You did your research.
I did.
I did, and I spent a number of years doing theater, which was great because it actually it was doing theater that kind of led me to songwriting, and so that I enjoyed theater a lot, and I actually love all those old standards, and I've I got the rock and roll bug, so I don't sing them as much anymore, but I really appreciate all those old melodies and songs and great songwriters.
So one day you'll do like a show tunes album, maybe?
I'll pull a Rod Stewart. I don't know about that, but maybe.
You got a bachelor's degree in New York City?
I did. I went to NYU and graduated from New York, thinking I'd be in New York for a little while, and I've now been there since.
Right.
Yeah.
And you started your first band around that time?
I did. I mean, the funny thing is, I was doing theater, and I started writing plays also, and the way I sort of got sucked into all of this is I wrote a play about the snake handling church, and the lead in that play was Mojo Nixon. Mm-hmm. And so Mojo came to New York, and I met just an incredible group of people through Mojo, and we wrote a bunch of songs together, and I started a band completely for fun called Mary McBride and the Pancake Party Boys, and I didn't know Alan Hill, so he can't accuse me of stealing his pancake thunder. But we would serve pancakes and play on Sunday afternoons at a little bar under a Guinness sign in the East Village. And then somebody said to us, you should make a record. And it really never even occurred to me. And so we put together a whole group of songs that we were going to record. And that was in the fall of 2001. And we were sort of debating whether or not we were going to still make a record after 9/11. We were all just obviously in New York and pretty discombobulated, and we ended up I ended up starting to write my first songs after that, and I wrote my first record in 10 days, and it was it was a response to that, I think, and there were certainly a lot of songs that were directly in response to it, but it was the first experience I had of songs kind of writing themselves, and I went and made that record soon thereafter with Lou Whitney from the Skeletons, and I've done all my records with him since then. So it was an amazing time.
Of course, and Delbert McClinton heard that record and actually fell in love with it and asked you to go on tour with it.
Yeah,
right?
Delbert was a great friend to us. I mean, we were playing these little dive bars in New York, and I loved everyone who goes on his cruise. I mean, it was just such an incredible list of artists, and so I just wrote to them, and said, here's my record. And that was my entire marketing strategy, was just send it to everyone I liked.
Right.
Hope they like it too. And Delbert.
It worked.
Yeah, and Delbert invited me on the cruise and actually invited us soon thereafter to open for him at B.B. King's, which was our biggest show times 1,000. And right after that, we played with him at the Verizon Theater, which was when we first were here. So he really gave us a great boost and put us in front of some great, very loyal crowds.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever see any of the Pancake Boys around?
I do.
Are there any of them in your
do.
band still? Do you still play with any of them?
They were with me for quite a while, and a couple of them were in that band God Street Wine, and they've kind of started playing again. So no, I've got a new crew, but most of the band now has been with me since 2003. So we've been together a long time.
Okay, you're gonna sing 2 songs. I'm gonna play one off the CD, but are you singing Home first, or is that second?
I'll do that second.
Okay.
We'll kick off. This song is a song that I didn't write, actually. Is a song that my pal Dan Baird wrote, and it's called Bottle and a Bible.
And before we get into that, you do have a guitarist with you.
I do.
Jimmy.
Hello, Rourke.
What's going on, Jim Hinkle? How are you today?
Well, I'm doing pretty well.
Good to see you.
Glad to be here.
I think the last time you were here, you were with the Magic Mirrors. Is that right?
I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. Yeah, he's been in here many times, local musician. So, Mary, you've adopted some local guys to play with you this evening?
I have, thanks to Alan Hill, who is a great pal of mine, and he's put together a band and put together a couple of fun days. I got my tour of Houston. All is well in Alan Hill land. So I'm very thankful to have a great group of people playing with me.
Yeah, and who's playing with you tonight?
On drums, we have another cohort of mine, Paul Beebe, who you know well.
Sure.
Switching over from bass to drums tonight, and our good friend Landis Armstrong from Austin, Texas, is playing guitar.
Good.
He's also well known around these
Absolutely.
parts.
Well, wonderful. And let's go into that first song. We'll talk more in a little bit.
Stop by the liquor store on the way to revival. Headed down the road with a bottle and a Bible. Took a little longer than I hoped it would. I want to thank you, Lord, for treating me good. Every day I struggle for survival. It's hard to choose between the bottle and the Bible. Part of me believes, well, the other part wonders if the bottle's gonna win and take me under. Oh, I know you love me, Lord, just the way that I am, 'cause you washed my sins in the blood of that Lamb. Every day I struggle for survival. It's hard to choose between the bottle and the Bible. I got back home in the middle of the night. I knew where to go. Lord, I seen the light. Well, and I made good time, 'cause I never stopped. Clear-hearted mind, I never cracked the top. Every day I struggle for survival. It's hard to choose between the bottle and the Bible. Yeah, I made my choice between the bottle and the Bible. between the bottle and the Bible.
Yeah. All that before lunch. Mary